let's try this again. And let me see if I can find some people. Ba ba ba. Okay, well, I guess that's that. So, I am going to do some listing. Do some packing. And if nobody shows up in a few minutes, then I'm going to clear it out. Hey, Frankie. How are you this morning? I've been playing with this. Hey, Frankie. How are you this morning? Well, I need to turn that down so I don't have feedback. Anyway, do you have a good weekend? Oh, Lord, Sally. Ooh. And I'm old and forgetful. Whereabouts are you at? Oh, no, you're not. No, 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 no. So anyway, Bridget taught me how to set up a hangout properly. And I told her to do a video. And I just realized, being old and slow, that all the titles on the backs of my box.
Hey!
Hey, Bridget, thank you very much, dear.
You're welcome.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I didn't realize that all the numbers on the back of my my boxes behind me are backwards.
Hold on. All right. There. Our what?
The boxes behind me that I store stuff in.
What about them?
Everything's backwards.
Not to me.
Oh, it's okay.
It's right side to us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it is. So I can see the chat. I got my phone out. It is. That's crazy. Sally, what are we going to do with her?
Oh, gosh.
Am I doing that?
Doing what?
Oh, Valerie is calling me.
Oh, probably by accident. Or maybe, I don't know. She started a call, she joined the call, she ended the call.
And she's still calling. Okay.
She may be sleeping on her phone. Oh, well. Anyway.
So you got 30. You got 30 to pack this morning?
I have 43.
43.
43. And tell me how many I've packed since I told you 43?
None.
2. I'm so
Two?
not into it this morning. I don't know why. Oh well, I'll get them out. And I have a ton of stuff. I'm slowly videoing my haul video.
Okay.
So that should be up probably tomorrow. Because I have to video it as I bring the stuff in the house. Because
Right.
it's so cold out there. So as I bring a load in the house and I video it, and then I'm listing it, and then so yeah.
So did you get a bunch of good stuff?
I did. I've already sold see, got 54 listed yesterday. And I sold think one thing so far. Yeah. I sold one thing so far for $30. So
Wow.
it's a back in the olden days. Well, probably you remember this, Tom. They used to have these long stick things at school with a wooden handle that would pull the windows down or the maps down or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got two of
I
those.
remember that.
I got two of them, so one sold for 30. So, yeah.
Wow. A friend stopped by and he said, I bought these things and I don't know what they are. I bought them for 50 cents a piece at an auction. And I said, well, what are they? He didn't bring them out the car with him. And what they were that they were the metal pieces that when like lumberjacks, timber people are trying to roll logs,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a U.
Oh yeah, we've sold. Yep.
Okay. And you kind of like stick it, and then you can roll it whichever direction you want. And I said, that's what those are. And he said, you're just a fountain of information. I said, no, I'm not. My dad just had us involved in everything under the face of the earth when we were young.
Yeah, we've, and it's funny because as you go to more and more auctions, you learn so much that you're like, I would have never even known what that was. Like my chicken catcher. I had no freaking clue what that was. And then the auctioneer said it was a chicken catcher. And, sometimes he jokes around. So I thought he was kidding. And then I look it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what it really is. And then Tara's like, oh yeah, I used one when I was younger. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah. I had never seen one of those before in my life.
Well, that's what makes life interesting. And there's not a museum. You can't have a museum because it would never make money.
Right.
But it'd just be nice if you could get, could have a display someplace with all these odds and ends stuff on it that people would stand there and go, oh, I didn't even know they made such a thing.
Well, and then when you go to museums, like, Chris and I love history stuff. I love going to historical places, things like that. And, we always hit a museum or whatever, wherever we go. And we'll be like, oh, we sold that. Oh, we sold one of those. Oh, we sold one of those. It's just kind of weird.
Oh, Frankie says that they her landlady is cleaning out her closets, and she brought her 2 huge bags of clothes, and then one of them was a pair of leather motorcycle chaps.
Oh, cool.
So those should sell to various people. For motorcycle riders and people that like to dress up and snog.
Well, that's kind of neat. Those will sell.
Yeah.
I got a lot of this auction I went to Saturday. A lot of these items had been in storage for over 30 years. Hey, Carol, while children fought and whatever. The lady was in a home. She had a doctorate degree. I don't know what she did, but she traveled a lot. And so anyway, she was in a home for a long, long time. And she passed about 5 years ago. And finally, they're letting this stuff go. And only because all the other kids have now passed. And pretty much last kid standing, gets the stuff.
Right.
So after they fought all these years. But anyway, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, she probably had to have at least 40 kimonos. Just all kinds of, she just traveled everywhere. you know,
Wow,
all over Asia. And so we got some really, really cool things.
that's cool. Was
Yeah.
it? Did you have to pay up for it, or
No, like a lot of the kimonos and stuff I paid $1 a piece for. And then, oh, I'm trying to, I didn't bring them in. We got these they're like long, skinny frames, and they have these little teeny Asian masks in them. And there's probably 5 in each frame, and I got 3 frames, and we only paid, I think, $5 for all 3 of them.
you should
Those
be
are
able, you should be able to sell those?
those were kind of cool. So, yeah, we'll see.
And not to try to tell you how to do your listings, but be sure down in the description or the keywords or whatnot, put like anime and Japanime and all that kind of stuff into it.
Oh, okay.
Because my son is going to a anime convention this weekend, and you will see people. You will see. I went one day and spent half a day with him because I wanted to see the costumes, because some of these costumes look movie quality.
Mm-hmm.
And you would see people in you'd see people in like the anime outfits, and then you would see people in just like kimonos and all that kind of stuff. And
Right. Huh.
so,
Yeah, I'll have to put that in the description. But yeah, it's I mean, they had a lot of really cool, like she had these wooden tools from South Africa. I mean, they were old, like wooden, I don't know, just like wooden tools that they used or something. Those went for a lot of money. But just some really cool things they had.
because those kimonos, even not really super quality kimonos, run some money.
Mm-hmm.
So if she traveled, those are probably real Japanese kimonos.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to get them out. They're still in the van. Chris has my van today. His truck is still in the shop.
Did you? So you sent him back to work?
Yeah, he's back to work.
You
Yeah.
miss him?
Not right now. Well, the problem is when he's home, he has a desktop. So I have to work off my laptop, and sometimes it's a pain. So I like working. We need another desktop is what we need. So someday.
Well, you make enough money, you can go get you one. It's not like you got to have a. Hey, Tessa. Good morning.
Well, no, but you have the space.
Oh, well,
You know.
clean something up.
Well, my daughter moved out, but I have strict instructions that her room is to stay the same for now because she wants to come and stay overnight once in a while.
Well, did she have a full size bed or a twin size bed?
A full size.
Well, get her a twin size bed. She'll have some place to sleep. And then that'll give you free up a little space to put his desktop.
I'm not ready to move her room yet. I miss her.
Your son is still with you, right?
Yeah, he has his small bedroom. Yeah, he's not moving into the big bedroom though. He's staying in the small bedroom.
Well, you just need to.
I have room in my living room. I could put another desk, in a desktop, but I just gotta move things around. Someday I will. eBay. My love-hate relationship with eBay. Yeah, we all have that, the truth.
Apparently, and correct me if I'm not right, the truth. What is this? David?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway. Apparently he bought some shipping products with his coupon, and they deducted the whole amount out of his PayPal account. Well, how did he do that? Because it wouldn't let me use PayPal to pay for mine. I had to use a credit card, or I used my PayPal debit card.
Yeah, that's what I used. I don't know. I don't know.
But I had that happen one time before, but like the next morning it was all cleared back up.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think we're going to have more and more issues with PayPal as they move further away from them.
I'm thinking so too. I think they're not going to be as lenient with eBay transactions. I don't know. I could be wrong.
And PayPal is getting really PayPal is getting to be pretty popular because I see PayPal options everywhere now, even in stores, and like our Goodwill has a PayPal option.
Yes, like Dollar General has a PayPal option.
Do they?
Yep, I noticed that when I went to cash out the other day. I'm like, what? It said MasterCard or credit card, debit card, or PayPal. I'm like, alrighty. Hey, Valerie. Texas Val is listening.
Yeah, I saw that. She's cleaning house before the maid gets there.
That would totally be me. That's why I'm like, one day I wanted that for Christmas. I was going to ask for that for like a maid service for a couple months. And I'm like, no, because then I'll want to clean everything up before she gets here. And it would defeat the purpose. So that would completely be me.
Yeah. You just want to kind of make it not look so bad. Years ago, we had a lady come in. She was the aunt of our next door neighbor. And she would come in and she would clean and all this kind of stuff. And we'd tell her, you don't worry about such and such. We'll take care of that. And then we'd come in and it would still be done. It bothered me sitting there.
Yes. Well, it bothers me. Like if it still does. But when Chris and I first got together, if he would put a load of laundry in the washer, that would bother me. Like I would feel like, I don't know. I guess I was just raised like that. We did that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, or if he would like grab the vacuum to vacuum, I'd be like, no, I'd vacuum. Because I'm like, that would just bother me that he's doing that. I know it's weird, but
it's well, I grew up in a sterile environment. My mother she was a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. And she cleaned and she cooked. And nowadays you can go into her house and she'll say, oh, my house is filthy. I hate that you're seeing it like this. And I'm like, Mom, when you can leave it, you can take your finger and write on the top of a table and say, pick up milk on your way home. That's when it's dirty.
Yeah, right. My mom was the same way. She was stay-at-home mom. She cooked, she cleaned. I think that's where I got that from, was like, I don't know. It would just make me feel weird.
And then when my mom had to have some back surgery, I guess it's been, let's see, Roberta and I have been married.
You're welcome, Hank.
I guess it's been 35 years ago. My mom had to have some back surgery, and they had to fuse a couple of vertebrae together, and my dad had to do, which my dad was semi-retired at the time, so he would do cooking and try to clean, and between him trying to clean and making a mess and my mom bitching because he's making a mess, finally we said, you need to get somebody to come in here and clean for you. And they finally got this lady to come in and clean for, it was only the two of them. So it wasn't like the place they had 3 small children or 3 teenagers at home.
Right.
But she you know how the older set is.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm one of the older set now, but I'm not that particular.
Yeah. they grew up in a different time then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just different back then.
It's hey Hank.
Oh yeah, I posted in the reseller squad that you were live, Tom.
Okay, thank you. I thought I did that. I'm just so confused this morning.
That way people can pop in that wants to pop in.
Well, since you know everything,
Know everything?
about this, how are you looking at the chat?
I have a hangout screen and then I have my YouTube right next to it. And it's
Okay. Okay.
I just switch back and forth.
Okay. Sounds like a winner.
Yeah, there was another hangout I was watching, but all they talked about was sports. Like, I'm not into sports. I don't want to listen to
So you come over here and we talk about our parents cleaning houses.
Yeah.
I had some bids on some storage units, and
Oh my gosh.
they
Hank,
they have gone out of this world.
really?
Yeah, $200. I wouldn't. $20 was my max bid on it. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's the new year. We see this at auctions every year. People make a new. They watch these shows, American Pickers, Storage War, whatever those storage unit
Right.
ones are, and then so their New Year's resolution is, I'm going to start reselling. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. They go to these auctions and stuff, and they spend way more than retail. And you will see them in January, what we've seen for live auctions, in
Right.
February, and sometimes in the beginning of March, because they have their tax refunds.
Right.
Blow those, and then guess what? You never see them again.
Well,
because they spent too much money, and they don't make it back.
I actually got a email from one property manager, and it said, "Hey, I might be calling you." She says, because these people are bidding high, which, of course, if she makes money off of them or gets closer to the asking price, then that's good for her. She said, but you've got to have, it takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work to deal with this crap. And which she said one time, back when Storage Wars first came out, because she's been doing this one facility forever, she said everybody was coming in because they were doing live auctions back then. Mm-hmm. And she said they would come in here and they'd spend all kinds of money. Oh. And she said that, the people that's been doing it for a long time were going, what are they seeing, and what are they going to do with all this crap that they just spent a fortune for?
Yep. And yeah. and like I said, and you'll never see them again. They blow their tax refund. I mean, we've seen this over and over and over again. The 6 years we've been going to live auctions now, we see it every year. And we just sit back because there's other auctions and let them bid, So.
Well, it's a case where yeah. What was I on say? I had a pop-up message about an offer. Oh, yeah, but anyway, she called me. I mean, she said, I might be calling you, because I told her, I said, if you ever have any that people don't clean out, I might come down and help you if I can pick out what I want. Mm-hmm. And I've done that for a couple of times, and I have picked out some good stuff.
That's good.
And because she'll show me where it's at, and I'll start going through it. And she gives me the bags and all this kind of stuff. And she even has a golf cart down there to throw, trash bags on. And then she has to go back up to the office, for something. And then I don't see her again. But that's okay because I go through and I pick out everything I want.
Right.
She don't even look to see what I could have a box full of $100 bills and she would never know because she don't even look to see. I'll say, well, there's my stuff I'm gonna keep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because she's going to have to do it, or her assistant's going to have to do it.
Right. They would rather not. So.
And I find it interesting digging through people's crap. I guess I'm nosy.
I do too. We were on our way to Niagara Falls one time, and actually we had hotel reservations for the Canadian side, and there was an estate sale, and so we stopped, and it was just somebody with a house full of crap. I mean, like attic, basement, and it was towards the, I don't know, it was like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the girl said, just go through whatever you want. So we were digging through the attic. We were digging through the basement. We found so much stuff, and she just gave us one set price for everything, which was a really good deal. So now we have to come all the way back home, drop it off because we can't take it over the border with us. So yeah, that was a pain. But we got some.
Oh yeah. Now, have you ever bought anything in Canada and brought it back?
Yep. We've gone to a lot of thrift stores in Canada, actually.
Really?
Got some stuff, but you just pack it in your suitcase and they don't know. But she didn't hear me say that.
Yeah. Now that okay, they'll be looking for you now.
Well, they do that over here. They'll go to we have the Niagara Falls Outlet Mall. So a lot of people from Canada will come over to the outlet mall and they'll buy all kinds of clothes and stuff. And you will, when you go to the outlet mall, you'll see in the parking lot like grocery or like the carts just full of tags, bags full of like clothing tags and stuff, because they rip all the tags off and then they put them in their suitcase and they can go over the border and say, no, these are my clothes. I didn't buy nothing.
It's I gotta rearrange my office. It's some friends of mine live in England, and with this whole Brexit thing, they're used to, they'll go into Europe, go into like France and buy stuff and come back, and apparently it's not the same process of bringing it back in to England like it is if they leave Brexit. France is a different country, but it's not a different country. Sort of like, I guess, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York. And they're afraid of that because they said they can get some pretty good deals, over there. And I'm like, I'd like to just come over there and just go thrifting for about a week. She said, a week? You better have 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I go to thrift stores there. I find some stuff in Canada, but a lot of Canadians come to auctions here. Like we have one couple that will come to the auction that we go to. And there was another guy that would go to the auctions that we used to go to, the auction house we used to go to, because he says he just couldn't find what he can find here. He can't find in Canada because we're older. We have more older stuff than they do in Canada,
And we're more populous.
Right.
So if that's a word. If it's not, I just coined it and
we just made it up.
and it's my word now. But it's when we went to Russia and Ukraine to get the boys, we could have brought back so much stuff, not for resale, just nice stuff for the house.
Right.
And if we would have had time. Hey Maggie, how are you?
Yeah, you wanted to get those babies out of there.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, the first one with Sergey was only a week, but the
Mm,
other one, the twins, it took us about 12, 14 days to get back.
wow.
Maggie asked, does the exchange rate cause any problems in thrifting from Canada? You get a better deal, don't you?
Sometimes. I mean, their prices are a little bit cheaper, but you have higher taxes there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can get a better deal. And then I don't really pay.
Im-
We transfer our cash into Canadian money before we go over the border
Right.
at a bank because that's where you're going to get your best
Right.
exchange rate. So we usually will have $200-300 Canadian cash on us because we use it for the casino too. But
Oh,
um,
when my wife can sit and play a damn nickel slot machine all freaking day long, and she's just as happy as rain.
my limit is usually $20 at our local casinos, maybe 30. So I'm not a real high risk casino player at all. If we go to like Atlantic City, obviously I'll spend more, but
Right.
eh.
Yeah, we go out to Vegas. We use we haven't been in since Sergey was a year and 3 months old, and he's now 21, almost 22. But when we went, we took $100 a person a day to gamble with,
Right.
and we didn't gamble all of that
No.
because we're not high rollers, and you win a little, you lose a lot.
Right.
And it's a case where you go out there to have fun.
Right.
Because as they've said many times, they didn't build all those damn hotels and put up all those pretty lights with people leaving with suitcases full of money.
No. Nope. Oh no, they're in the business of making money. I mean, when you go into a casino, you have to be in that mindset. You just have to be in the mindset that you're going to lose money, that you're donating. That's what Chris and I call it. We're like, oh, let's go to the casino and donate some money today. But then we could stop. So
Maggie said she went to Vegas for a convention, stayed at the MGM Grand, and spent maybe $20 in the casino.
Yep, that would probably be me.
But you can go, and I have friends that are real religious, and they don't. That's gambling is. And I'm like, you can go to Vegas, and you can spend a week walking through casinos and not drop one dime in a machine, and from sun up to sundown, you will be busy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because there's just so much stuff to see.
My neighbor's daughter lives in Vegas. They supply all the carpeting and stuff for all the casinos. That's what they do.
Right.
And they make a ton of money. Like they just sold their house for $958,000 and they just bought a new home. But and my neighbor, she doesn't go to the casinos. She's like, I love to people watch. She goes, I'll just walk around and watch people. And just, you stay busy.
And I don't want to be ugly, but you know me, I will probably end up being ugly. But there are some freaks out there.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody's been out there,
they know.
They know.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, let's call a shovel, okay? Now, is Maggie Doodle? Is she the one that's in the ladies' choir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, she's probably out there singing all week. Yeah, there's some freaks everywhere. You can go to uptown Charlotte on a Saturday afternoon and you can see some good ones. And then there's some of them that'll charge you $100 an hour.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no thanks.
It's you know, we've got this fantastic. If anybody ever comes to Charlotte, you can try to stay at the north end of Charlotte or the south end of Charlotte on the Blue Line, which is our transit system.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really nice. It's a quick way to get into the center of town, which our town is not that big, and maybe 5 blocks where all the towers and the fancy eateries and stuff like that. It's probably 5 blocks square. Of course, we got the arena up there that they have tours and stuff like that. But we don't. We drive 1.5 miles from here and can get on the Blue Line and take it all the way uptown, and we don't ever go uptown unless we've got tickets for a concert or something like that. Or we're going to. My wife used to. Their company, they used to get a lot of free basketball and hockey tickets, so we could go up and sit in their suite and watch the games. And I guess our luck's run out. We just don't get that many tickets anymore. But anyway, we just don't go uptown.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't go. Really, we don't go to the city anymore either. It's just I don't have any desire.
If I want to go to a big city, I want to go to somebody else's big city and see there.
Right, because you know what's in yours.
Yeah, because I've watched half of it be built. Well, I've watched all of the towers be built.
Yeah.
Where's Todd at today?
He might. Oh, you put the. I don't know.
It's he might be gone to his girlfriend's, or he's trying to get his house back in shape because the holidays is over. Gwen's probably gone back to work.
Oh yeah, she went back to work today. That's right. Oh, so he's probably at his girlfriend's house. That's probably what he is.
Which, if I was Gwen, I'd be saying, "Don't you need to go see your girlfriend?"
Oh gosh.
Because he has some good buys on those watches.
Oh my gosh. He has gotten a lot of good things from her. He really fell into that one.
He did. He really did.
All because his internet didn't work.
I guess his ankle got straightened out.
Oh, good.
Because he hadn't said anything more about it, but that sucker was nasty looking.
Yeah, it was. Well, he said last week it was still bad, so I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully. Okay.
I tell you what, I had all weekend long. I had people wanting something, but they didn't want to pay for it. They were just like,
"Oh,
it'll cost me just about everything that you pay me just to ship the thing to you."
I had this one guy offer me. It's a typewriter. It was it's a Hermes typewriter. It's an expensive one, and I can't remember how much I have on. But anyway, he sends me an offer of $1.
$1.
$1. So I know sometimes this has happened where people will do that and I'll decline and they're like, well, I just wanted to know what your best offer is for this. You know, so they're waiting for me to counter with my best.
Right.
So I think I had, maybe it wasn't the Hermes. I don't know. I had $99.99 on this typewriter. So I declined. He comes back with $2. So I countered with $80. He comes back with $5. So I countered with $99. So he comes back with $1 again. So I said, I declined, and I wrote a message and said, please, reasonable offers only, don't waste my time. So then he offers $2. So then I declined, and I put a message, please block this buyer from making offers or whatever. And then I texted Chris. I said, hey, block this guy. So he did. He blocked him. So I'm hoping this guy thinks eBay did it reading my message. Because he was being a jerk, Like,
well, one person kept making an offer, and it was low, and we were like way apart. And finally, I just, hi, Cindy. Hey, Mario. I finally just declined his offer.
mm-hmm.
And then they came back about $1 cheaper than my last offer, and I accepted it. But, $20 difference and $1 difference is two different things.
Right. Yeah, hi, everybody in chat. I can't read the chat right now. I'm printing the house, but hi.
Yeah, she's got a bazillion things to pack. I'm just packing my little piddly 3, but I need to get it done so I can get it in the mailbox. All of mine will go in the mailbox.
Well, I don't have a vehicle, so mine have to go later. But
oh, that's right.
Chris,
What time does Chris get home from work?
3.
Okay, so he'll have time to load up and take everything to the post office.
Yep, he's got to take it. He's like, it's just a freaking tire, you would think, but they were having a hard time finding that size or something.
So just wants to go ahead and get him a new truck, so he shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah, his truck is now done. I got a call from the mechanic saying that it's done, and so Chris says to me, hey, well, maybe you could walk down there. And I'm not walking down there at 20-degree weather and pick up your stinking truck. And he goes, well, he will pick you up. I said, yeah, and then I pay for it. No, I know that little plan because I've played that plan before.
Oh, then you'll pay for the repairs.
It isn't going to work.
He's a smooth dude there.
You're talking to the master of that plan. That was me. Hey, Todd.
I was about to say, I thought I heard Todd.
Howdy.
How are you?
Hey.
I don't know. It's kind of like a Monday morning.
Yeah. Really?
At school.
He's lonely because Gwen's gone back to school.
Yeah, he misses her.
Yeah, she gone.
Yep. Todd, how's your ankle?
Yeah, it's okay.
Todd, are you lying?
Getting better. Hi, Maggie.
Todd, you're of that age where it takes to heal. We're not 12 years old where you can lose a leg and it'll grow back in about 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a pain in the pain.
Yeah. Yeah, because you gotta be careful on what you're doing and.
Hey, Swaggy.
Not a youngster anymore, Todd.
What?
I said you're not a youngster anymore.
Not by a long shot.
You need to go to the car wash from now on. Don't do it yourself.
Why don't you get some kid in the neighborhood to do it for you, Todd? Get off a little bit of that money.
I don't know. I wasn't doing anything that I can't do. It's just stepped wrong in the slick.
Yeah.
I could do that without being out there washing the car.
Right. My ex, my kid's dad, he was mowing the lawn and he left a pipe out because he was redoing the pipes for the sewage system or whatever. And he left one of those big pipes out in the lawn. And he was mowing and he stepped on it the right way and slipped and he broke his femur and and tibula. Yeah, he had to have surgery and pins, and it was just a freak thing, you know. So you could do it no matter what.
Yep.
So how many do you have going out today, mister?
Already been to the post office. I think I took 10 or 11.
Oh, wow, good.
Just about an average. Average.
That's good. No more $3,000 watches?
No. Not done with those. I went to a storage auction Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you buy anything?
Well, on the way there, I stopped at a yard sale. He had a whole bunch of store return stuff. There were toothbrushes and
Curling irons?
curling irons. Man, those curling irons. They weren't fun to test. Yeah, I mean, it's like this toothbrush hadn't even been opened. The box is all bashed up. I guess it's still good. Would you sell that as, how would you sell that? You wouldn't want to open it. It's still got the zipper pull on the top.
No. Don't open it. I would sell that new other and just put new, however, the box is rough. Very rough.
Yeah.
Still sealed. I would put still sealed.
Yeah. I bought all those curling irons. Had to test every one of them because I tested one or two and I found one that didn't work. And I'm like, oh, great. I got to test every one. And I had to repackage most of them anyway because the contents are all.
Oh.
So I bought, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. It was 24 and 14.
38.
38. I bought 38. And I got 24 good ones and 10 or 14 bad ones.
Wow.
So, but they were only $2 a piece, so I'm still gonna make money. But
Yeah, you'll make money. So do you think it was somebody that tried liquidation and decided not to do it, or?
I asked the guy where he got them. He had limited English capabilities.
Oh.
See. And I said, where'd you get these? I think I kind of got the gist that they buy like a pallet of store returns somewhere in Dallas.
Right.
Do you know where this place is?
There's one or two places in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I've never done it. And he sold me the toothbrushes for $3 a piece.
Wow.
But he only had like 6 of those. And they all work, but you know, if you got an electric toothbrush to sell,
You need one?
do I need one? No.
No, he has a ton.
But they're all missing their brush part. Would you order some of those and put one in each one, or would you just sell them as is? Crickets. Nobody answers me.
How much are they? The brush
Mhm.
parts.
Let me look up. ORALB electric toothbrush brush. uh, it's $11. That looks like a drop shipper. It'd take a while. I guess I don't have any need to sell them fast.
I've got a question.
I've got an
Is
answer.
there? I'm sure you do. You've been doing this a long time, and a lot more of it in that time. How do you? I've got two items going to the same person, and it usually it'll combine the shipping.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
this.
that's if they put them in the cart at the same time. They probably
okay.
perform them separately.
Todd, do you want to answer this, or do you want me to screen share?
You can screen share, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, she's got a screen. I'm kind of slow. She has a screen share with me.
Todd, do you want to do it?
Oh, I don't know. Go ahead. You could probably do it faster than I could.
These young whippersnappers.
It's not hard to do. It's just
No. Okay. Do you see my screen?
click the right buttons.
Okay, Tom, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to your shipment page.
Uh-huh.
Click on the two items that you want to ship to the same that go to the same address.
Okay, hang on. Oh, right there on the side. Okay.
Click on those the two ones that you need to go to the same address.
Right.
Go right here to where it says shipping.
Uh-huh.
Click it. Click
Uh-huh.
print shipping labels or invoices.
Okay.
Then click continue. And you should get a screen like this.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now
Folks.
click right here where it says two orders. And your combine right here will be up.
Okay, wait a minute.
Mine isn't because they're different addresses, but.
Okay. Just click on the two orders.
Yep.
And then you do what after that?
Up at the top, it'll say combine.
Right.
Click that.
Okay. Oh.
I missed one this morning. I had two packages go to the same person and didn't realize it until I
I've
got
done
to
that.
the post office and delivered the.
I've done that before.
They didn't order them at the same time. They were separated on the on the orders to fill.
Yeah, I've done that. And then I had this one guy say, says she'll combine or they'll combine in shipping, but never did. And, so I had to message them. I said, when I have like 40 or 50 packages going out, sometimes I don't see it. So next time let the person know that you ordered two items.
Yeah. I could have saved what, like $5 shipping if I'd known.
Right.
It was to the same person. Oh well.
You're so good, Bridget. I tell you what. I'm gonna double your salary.
Thank you. I need it doubled. Triple would be better though. If you can handle triple, that would be good.
There's another way to do that too on the bulk shipping.
No, wait a minute, don't confuse me.
On the bulk shipping, it will tell you can combine shipping.
Oh, will it?
If you,
I don't think I've ever used bulk shipping.
I don't usually, just because I like to see pictures of the stuff while I'm picking it out of the
Right.
Out of my inventory. There's a lot of stuff I've had for a very long time.
Yeah, and so you don't remember?
And I don't remember what it looks like or if it's in a box or not. Or
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of my stuff is if I list it, which is the majority of it, and Chris is pulling it out of storage, he has no clue, you know, so he has to look at that stuff.
Well, my shipping's done.
Mine's getting there.
Todd, what you got on your agenda for the week?
I got to tear down those. I got 3 soda fountain carts at the school auction, and they've got little pumps on them, and each pump sells for like $20 used. And there's like 7 of them. I gotta dismantle those off of those carts, get them cleaned up, and then where the water supply comes into the house, I've got a leak.
Oh.
I called a plumber, but he didn't call me back. Leave a message. In the meantime, I got a swamp in my backyard. If I shut the water off, then I don't have any water to the house. And then,
Are you on city water?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, that's costing you a bunch of money.
I know. And I got that little thing to accomplish.
And you know, they'll if all of a sudden your water usage up in our town goes way up, they'll charge you an extra fee.
Really?
Yeah.
For using too much water?
Yeah. Well, it's wasting water because they come out and find out why your water usage has gone up so more. You know, and
yeah, I noticed my water bill was a little high. What did I use so much water on at the first of the month? So it's been leaking for a couple of weeks probably. I didn't even notice it until we've been so busy during the time Gwen's been off. We've been going here and going there and going to grandma's and going to my brother's. And
well, that's good. Y'all had some quality time together.
yeah, she's about tired of me though.
That sounds like.
Sorry, that happens.
That sounds like Bridget and Chris.
She wasn't ready to go back to work, but I think she was tired of me. Uh-oh.
Somebody sold something. Todd, how far are you from Arlington, Texas?
I am
5 hours.
About 100 miles.
Okay. This morning about 2 o'clock, could not go to sleep. I was laying there looking at YouTube videos, trying to go to sleep. And somehow or another, I fell down this hole. I think they're called sovereignists. The people that don't believe they're members of, really actually U.S. citizens or sovereigns of the North America, something like that. So they don't have to follow any of the laws because they don't recognize them and all this kind of crap. And this police officer stopped this one guy in and the guy had his little phone out, and he was recording the police officer, and the police officer said, I need some ID, and he says, well, I don't have to give you any ID, and I don't have to give you any registration or anything like that. And it went back and forth. The officer's like, yeah, you have to show, if you're asked for ID because you're not for an infraction, then you have to provide us with, your driver's license, because you're supposed to have a driver's license to be on public roads, and your car information. And it went on and on and on. And all of a sudden, that police officer took one of those little spikes and just shattered that damn driver's window and unlocked the door and had that sucker on the ground. He had enough. But he was very polite. He didn't like scream at the guy or anything like that. He just, drug his ass out of that car.
And then people wonder why police officers have to get violent like that, because you're being an asshole. Just do what you're told. I'm sorry. That really drives me nuts.
Well, it's a case where, I'm sorry, you're driving on public roads. You're supposed to have a driver's license, and you're supposed to abide by the laws of the road. Now, I'm going to tell you, folks, if you're part of this group of people, if you ever go to Russia and pull this shit, they're going to drag you out of that car, probably beat you good, and then take you to prison where you'll rot for a month while they're waiting for a trial date. Our guys, our officers are a lot better to work with. But,
Right.
and I'm thinking, okay, so you're saying you're not a part of the United States. Well, first of all, that means you're not claiming U.S. citizenship. So where's your documentation to get into our country at? And even if you go to like London, you're supposed to have, unless it's changed, you're supposed to have an alien driver's license or something like that, where you prove that you're capable of running a vehicle in England.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And I just don't know where these people are coming from. I don't know whether they're trying to get a good lawsuit or what.
No.
But he didn't. He was like, you need to open the door or I'm going to open the door. And he opened it. And it wasn't like the window, like exploded. They must have that tool that they use, must be designed to break the window, because that's all it did. You know how it like shatters and cracks, but it stays in place.
Mm-hmm.
And he just stuck his finger through it and pulled it back outside, and that would have pissed me off, because now he was gonna have to sweep up all that mess. And then I really couldn't go back to sleep because I was so pissed off about that.
Oh my gosh.
Because you know what, these guys, good or bad, their life is on the line. Mm-hmm. Every time. And I have a good friend that's a police officer, and I texted him or messaging him on his phone about what's up with these people, and he just sent me back. He says, let's get together and have a case of beer, and I'll tell you about it.
Yep.
And he said, and I said, have you had to deal with them? He says, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a friend that's a police officer in Bamberg County. Same thing, he said.
They're in Arlington?
Yeah, it was in Arlington. These people were in Arlington. But go ahead. Yeah, you said he was in Bamberg County.
Yeah, he says the same thing. They're just, the domestic disputes are the most dangerous to go into.
Oh yeah.
But he actually just finished an investigation. There was two people missing since like December 17th or something, down there, and they just found their bodies yesterday or the day before. But I couldn't believe how much drugs and, because Bamberg County, it looks like it's nothing.
It isn't. It's not. It's not the poorest county in town, or in the state, but it's getting there.
But it's just like all the crimes and stuff that go on there. It's just crazy.
It's my friend that's the well, actually, I have an uncle that, or had an uncle. He passed away. Actually, he was killed on the job. He was a state constable, and he would get calls to go with officers to for domestic situations, or he would be in the area and he'd hear there was a domestic situation, so he immediately just went over to where they were at. Because and usually there was a couple of other patrol cars that would come up because it was a domestic situation. And because he's like, you don't know, this woman has been beat to almost to death by her old man, and then when you walk in there and he tries to give you some slack, and you slap him upside the head with your club, then she'll jump on you. She might pull a knife on you, or she might pull a gun on you.
Yep, that's what he says too.
And so they're like trying to break up everybody, and then there's a friend of mine's wife is a DSS person down in the lower part of the state, and she's the one that they call that when there's these domestic situations where they're taking everybody to jail, and she's got to come in there and get 3 little kids that are screaming and crying because they're scared, and their daddy's being taken out in handcuffs, and she's got to try to console them. And you got to be I'm sorry, you got to be a special kind of crazy to want that job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're helping them in the long run, but
yeah,
it's just, it's not a good situation.
But our great state of South Carolina has been in the news so much in the last few years because that the high schooler that got slung across the classroom because she wouldn't put her phone up.
Right.
That was in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Now, even if it was like, put your book, if my teacher instructed me to put my book up, because I had, say, like a Tom Clancy book, and I had it out in class. And I ended up even just going to the principal because I did not listen to her.
Oh my God.
My father would have beat my ass until I couldn't sit down.
Yeah. Parents, like our parents, they didn't stick up for us. Like parents do now. It's like, oh, my kids don't do anything wrong. It's the teacher's fault. No way. They would beat you and ask questions later if they got called to the school.
Absolutely. Yeah, but if we were in the right, then we were okay. But God, my father better not have to go to school because we were misbehaving.
Right.
There would be hell to play.
Mm-hmm. Mine was my mom. Holy cow.
Which Todd's one of them evil teachers.
I bet Todd was like never got in any trouble when he was younger.
Most band directors don't when they're young. They've always been good.
Mm-hmm.
That's another job you got to be kind of crazy. I've got a good friend. His name's Bruce. He's been a middle school teacher for about 30 years. Teaches science and math, and he loves it. And he's been written up so many times by his principal because his principal will say, "You'll do such and such and this and that and the other," and they're like, "No, that's not a part of my job description. I'm not a babysitter." And he's got like 3 master's degrees and all this kind of stuff. And all his students, the ones that hang out, he gets wedding invitations to some of these kids' weddings that he had 12 years ago, wanting him to come to their weddings and things like that. So he builds a good relationship with them, but he doesn't play around. But he always said the hardest thing, it wasn't necessarily the kids all the time. A lot of the times it was the parents. Because he had this one student, he said that he just would not do his homework. And he said he tried to get his mother or father to come in and let's talk about it, and they wouldn't. And then all of a sudden they decided they were going to go to Colorado skiing for 10 days, and they wanted to pull him out of school, and they were wanting him to, they were wanting Bruce to put together a program,
lesson plan thing.
Yeah, lesson plan. Thank you. And he's like, I can't get him to do his homework when he's in town. Just imagine the distractions being in Colorado snow skiing.
Yep.
Yeah, Maggie, that's the way it goes. Maggie says, if I told my mother the nun hit me, which I'm assuming Maggie went to a Catholic school, she would ask me what I did to cause that and hit me again.
Yep.
That's what I always told my boys, and I was always told. You get a paddling at school, or you get in trouble at school, it's gonna be nothing to what you're going to get when you get home. Because that was our job, and that's their job. But what can I say? I'm just old.
All right.
Well, listen, guys, I've got to go run some errands.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming in here with me this morning.
Well, thanks for popping on.
And thank you for helping me get this thing going.
You're welcome.
Teaching me the right way. And thank you, Nikki, for teaching me how to do this the correct way. I'm actually sleeping. I think they pushed snow all night.
Yeah, she's probably still plowing.
Because she said in some spots they were supposed to get 14 inches.
Yeah, that's what she said. Some carts were. Yeah, so they had to have Menards done and the schools done, and then they work on people's driveways. So I'm sure she's still pushing snow.
It's a Menards. Is that like a Lowe's, or is that more like a Walmart?
I have no idea. We don't have them here. So I don't know.
Anybody in the panel know what that is? Well, let's see. This is the age of the internet. And I'm going to spell it phonetically. Menards. Which means phonetically is a big difference from New York and North Carolina.
Mary O said it's like a Lowe's.
Okay. Because I've heard Ann Eckhart talk about going there.
Mm.
She was See and Save.
She was what?
She used to be called See and Save. That was the name of her channel, and then she changed it to just her name.
Oh.
So anyway, thank y'all very much for coming in here. I truly appreciate it. And thank you again, Bridget. And I don't know where Todrick's gone, so
I'll stay in the hangouts.
Now, when I end this broadcast, stop broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
That just means the broadcast is gone. But
The hangout stay. Yep.
The hangouts day.
As long as somebody is in here, it stays.
All right.
I'll post the hangout to the reseller squad. Anybody wants to come in and chat, not live, they can.
Yeah, y'all do that. Y'all come in and chat with them and work together and whatnot and
Keep me busy.
keep her busy.
Company.
Because she's got 40 more things to pack.
I don't have 40 more, but
Todd. Chris is on me going, okay. Hey, babe, you got everything packed up for me to take to the post office?
I have 28 more things to do.
No, I'm still working on it. When you get home, you can help me.
Yep.
Well, I got to work a little bit longer.
Yeah. That's probably it too.
Y'all have a great day. Hopefully Valerie will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's,
Well, thanks for doing this, Tom.
all right. Well, thank you again. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.